We often search for happiness outside ourselves, through success, approval, or material things. Yet, the most powerful force in life is not wealth, recognition, or influence. It is inner peace. Inner peace is quiet, subtle, and unshakable. It does not depend on circumstances or other people. It is a strength that transforms every aspect of life, from our relationships to our health, decisions, and overall sense of fulfillment. Today, I want to share with you why inner peace is more powerful than you think. When we face difficulties, disagreements, or unexpected challenges, the natural instinct for many is to react immediately. Anger flares, fear grips, frustration rises, and often we act without thinking, leaving behind consequences we later regret. Reactions born out of impulsive emotion rarely solve the problem, they escalate it. Inner peace, however, provides something much more powerful. It creates a space between what happens to us and how we choose to respond. It allows us to pause, to breathe, to see the situation clearly without the distortion of emotion. In this pause, there is freedom. The power to act with intention, rather than being swept away by instinct. Imagine a heated argument where every word is sharp, every tone defensive. If we allow ourselves to react immediately, the conflict deepens and relationships strain. But when we cultivate inner calm, we can observe the situation with clarity. We recognize the emotions surging within us, but we do not let them dictate our words or actions. We can respond thoughtfully, expressing what is necessary without harming ourselves or others. This is the subtle power of inner peace. It transforms moments of potential chaos into opportunities for understanding and connection. Life constantly presents situations that challenge our patience and test our composure. A driver cuts us off in traffic. A colleague criticizes our work. A friend forgets an important commitment. In each of these moments, our first instinct may be irritation or defensiveness. Without inner calm, these moments become triggers, and we react in ways that harm our peace and the people around us. When we cultivate inner peace, we step out of that reactive cycle. We see the larger picture, we understand the impermanence of the moment, and we respond in a way that reflects wisdom rather than instinct. Over time, this practice changes the way we navigate life entirely. We become less driven by external circumstances and more guided by a steady inner compass. The beauty of responding rather than reacting is that it allows us to maintain dignity and integrity, even in difficult situations. It gives us control over our behavior and prevents regret from following impulsive actions. People who cultivate inner peace often notice a subtle but profound change in the way others interact with them. When we do not respond with anger, when we do not mirror negativity, the energy around us shifts. Conflicts are diffused, misunderstandings are clarified, and relationships deepen. Others feel safe around someone who does not react impulsively, someone who listens before speaking, who considers before acting. The calm presence of a person who has mastered inner peace becomes a magnet of stability. In moments of tension, while others are consumed by emotional turmoil, a person at peace can think clearly, act with intention, and even guide others to calm. This ability is not innate. It is developed through consistent practice, through mindfulness, through the conscious choice to cultivate stillness within. It is through simple habits, pausing to breathe, observing thoughts without attachment, reflecting before responding, that inner peace grows. The more we practice this, the more automatic it becomes. We find that even when the world around us is in chaos, we remain grounded, centered, and capable of making choices that reflect our true values rather than our fleeting emotions. Responding rather than reacting is not passive. It is an active, conscious engagement with life. It requires courage to hold back the initial impulse, patience to wait for clarity, and wisdom to act in alignment with what is right rather than what is immediate. Over time, this practice strengthens our character, our relationships, and our capacity to navigate the unpredictability of life. It transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for growth, reflection, and connection. In essence, inner peace gives us the power to be the masters of our actions, rather than slaves to our emotions, turning every challenge into a chance to demonstrate grace, clarity, and strength. A mind filled with constant worry, fear, and stress is like a stormy sea, never still, never allowing clarity or calm. Most people live their lives reacting to this turbulence, trying to find ways to calm the waves with distractions, achievements, or external validation. Yet these efforts often only bring temporary relief. True mental health is not about eliminating difficulties or never experiencing stress. It is about cultivating inner peace, a state of mind that remains steady and resilient even in the midst of life's inevitable challenges. Inner peace strengthens mental health because it teaches the mind to settle, to observe without judgment, and to respond rather than be overwhelmed. When we are at peace within ourselves, we no longer let every minor inconvenience trigger anxiety or frustration. We learn to notice thoughts as they arise, acknowledge them, and let them pass without being consumed. This practice allows the brain to rest, recharge, and regain balance. Anxiety and fear, which often cloud judgment and drain energy, lose their hold when the mind is calm. Scientific studies have shown that mindfulness and meditation, practices closely associated with inner peace, reduce stress hormones, improve focus, and enhance emotional regulation. This is not merely theoretical, it is a physiological response. The calmer we are internally, the more capable we become of handling life's challenges without being derailed by them. Beyond reducing stress, inner peace also helps us cope with past experiences that may have left emotional scars. Many people carry unresolved memories, regrets, or trauma, which create a constant background noise in the mind. This noise can manifest as anxiety, depression, or a sense of restlessness. Cultivating inner peace allows us to acknowledge these experiences without being trapped by them. We can observe them with clarity, gain perspective, and gradually release the weight they impose. The mind, once burdened, becomes lighter, more flexible, and more resilient. Inner peace also enhances our ability to focus and think clearly. When our thoughts are chaotic, scattered, or dominated by worry, decision-making becomes difficult, creativity is stifled, and even small problems feel overwhelming. A peaceful mind, on the other hand, can approach challenges calmly, analyze situations objectively, and choose solutions that are thoughtful rather than impulsive. Over time, this clarity leads to better outcomes in all areas of life. Mental health is not only about managing difficulties, it is also about creating a foundation for lasting happiness and contentment. Inner peace allows the mind to rest in the present moment, free from constant regret about the past or fear about the future. This present-centered awareness reduces the emotional burden of life and allows joy, gratitude, and satisfaction to arise naturally. Even in circumstances that might once have caused distress, a person with inner peace finds balance and perspective. The benefits extend beyond the individual. Mental calmness influences how we relate to others, communicate, and build relationships. A person at peace can listen fully, empathize sincerely, and act with compassion rather than react from stress or insecurity. The ripple effect of inner peace on mental health is profound. When one person stabilizes their mind, they inspire calm and understanding in those around them. Achieving this state is a process. It begins with small, consistent practices such as conscious breathing, observing thoughts without attachment, reflecting before responding, and prioritizing moments of stillness in daily life. Over time, these practices cultivate a resilient mind, one that is not easily shaken by external events or internal anxieties. Inner peace is not a passive state. It is an active engagement with the mind, a decision to prioritize clarity, calm, and resilience over chaos, distraction, and worry. It strengthens mental health because it gives the mind the freedom to function optimally, face challenges with clarity, and experience life fully without being overwhelmed by fear or stress. When inner peace is nurtured, the mind is no longer a battlefield. It becomes a sanctuary, a place of clarity, strength, and enduring well, being capable of sustaining happiness and balance regardless of the storms outside. When we think of relationships, we often imagine them as connections built on shared experiences, trust, or affection. Yet, the true strength and quality of any relationship are deeply influenced by the state of our inner world. A mind filled with anxiety, fear, or frustration tends to project these emotions onto others, creating tension, misunderstanding, and conflict. On the other hand, inner peace acts as a stabilizing force, transforming the way we relate to everyone around us. When we cultivate inner calm, we approach relationships differently. We are no longer driven by the need to control, to be understood at all costs, or to protect ourselves from perceived threats. Instead, we can listen deeply, speak thoughtfully, and respond with empathy. Inner peace allows us to observe the dynamics of any relationship with clarity. We can see patterns of behavior, not to judge, but to understand. We can recognize when someone is acting from fear or insecurity, and rather than reacting defensively, we respond with patience and compassion. This creates a ripple effect. When one person acts from calm and understanding, it encourages others to mirror the same energy. Relationships become spaces of connection rather than conflict. People feel safe around someone who is centered because their energy is steady and reliable. There is no sudden eruption of anger or panic, no hidden motives or unpredictable reactions. This steadiness fosters trust, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Inner peace also allows us to set healthy boundaries without fear or guilt. Many conflicts arise because people either overextend themselves trying to please others or become defensive, fearing they will be hurt. A person at peace does not feel threatened by saying no or asserting their needs. They understand that their well-being is essential for the health of the relationship, and they communicate this with kindness and clarity. Over time, this approach prevents resentment, fosters mutual respect. Moreover, inner peace enhances our capacity for empathy. When we are calm, we can fully step into another person's experience without being overwhelmed by our own emotions. We listen not just with our ears, but with our presence, creating a space where the other person feels truly heard and valued. This depth of connection is rare in a world where people often communicate from anxiety, stress, or distraction. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and disappointments are inevitable in life, but inner peace allows us to navigate these moments gracefully. Rather than escalating tension or holding grudges, we can approach disagreements with patience and understanding. We can seek solutions rather than simply proving a point, and we can forgive without suppressing our feelings. This transforms challenges into opportunities for growth, both individually and collectively. Relationships built on inner peace are also more resilient. They can withstand mistakes, misunderstandings, and changes because they are anchored in stability rather than dependent on temporary emotions. When both individuals cultivate calmness and clarity, they create a partnership that grows stronger through adversity rather than breaking under pressure. Ultimately, inner peace does not just benefit our mental state, it transforms the quality of our connections. It allows love, friendship, and collaboration to flourish because our interactions are guided by understanding, presence, and compassion. In this way, inner peace becomes a gift not only to ourselves, but to everyone around us, elevating the energy of our relationships and making them a source of joy, support, and growth rather than conflict or stress. Decision-making is a fundamental part of life, yet it is often clouded by stress, fear, or impulsive emotion. When we are rushed, anxious, or overwhelmed, we tend to make choices based on temporary desires, external pressures, or societal expectations rather than clarity and wisdom. This can lead to regret, confusion, and repeated mistakes. Inner peace transforms this process because it allows the mind to operate from a place of calm, clarity, and awareness. When our inner world is balanced, we are no longer prisoners of fleeting emotions. We can pause, reflect, and consider our options with a level of perspective that is impossible in a state of agitation. Even when faced with difficult or high-stakes decisions, the calm mind is able to see beyond the immediate situation and weigh consequences more objectively. Inner peace is not about avoiding challenges or making life predictable. It is about creating a stable foundation from which thoughtful and intentional decisions can emerge. When a person cultivates inner calm, they begin to notice the subtle cues in their environment, in conversations, and in their own intuition. These cues are often missed when the mind is chaotic, but they carry important information that can guide choices. A peaceful mind recognizes patterns, evaluates risks realistically, and identifies opportunities that might otherwise be overlooked. This clarity allows decisions to be made not in reaction to fear or pressure, but in alignment with values, principles, and long-term goals. The power of such decision-making is profound. It prevents unnecessary suffering caused by impulsive choices, reduces anxiety about what-ifs, and creates a sense of confidence and trust in oneself. Even when outcomes are uncertain, a person with inner peace remains grounded, knowing they have acted thoughtfully and intentionally. Furthermore, inner peace fosters patience, which is essential for wise decision-making. In moments of stress or urgency, it is tempting to act immediately, hoping to control the outcome or avoid discomfort. Yet, rushing often leads to mistakes or missed opportunities. A person at peace is able to wait for the right moment, gather necessary information, and consider multiple perspectives before committing to a choice. This patience is not passive, it is active discernment, a quiet strength that allows the mind to operate optimally. Inner peace also helps in making decisions under pressure. Life often presents situations that are unpredictable, complex, or emotionally charged. Without inner calm, these situations can lead to confusion, fear-based reactions, or paralysis. A peaceful mind, however, can approach the same challenges with steadiness. It can weigh pros and cons, consider consequences, and act with wisdom, even when external circumstances are stressful or chaotic. In addition, inner peace encourages self-trust. When we are calm and centered, we become attuned to our intuition and inner guidance. We begin to recognize the difference between choices driven by ego, fear, or external validation, and those that reflect our authentic values and desires. This awareness builds confidence and reduces dependency on others' opinions, allowing decisions to be aligned with what truly matters to us. Over time, this practice transforms every aspect of life, career, relationships, personal growth, and health, because choices are made intentionally rather than reactively. Life becomes less about regret and more about conscious creation. Inner peace does not guarantee a perfect outcome, but it guarantees that the path we take is deliberate, thoughtful, and aligned with our higher purpose. By cultivating this calm within, we are empowered to navigate complexity, uncertainty, and change with confidence and wisdom. In essence, inner peace is a powerful tool for decision making because it clears the fog of distraction and emotion, allowing the mind to act with clarity, patience, and alignment with what is truly meaningful. Life is full of uncertainty, challenges, and unexpected difficulties. No one is immune to loss, disappointment, failure, or setbacks. In these moments, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, to let fear or frustration take over, and to lose confidence in ourselves or our path. This is why resilience is such an essential quality for a meaningful life. Resilience is not the absence of struggle. It is the ability to withstand, recover, and grow from life's inevitable storms. Inner peace is the foundation of this resilience. A mind that is calm, steady, and centered does not collapse under pressure. It has a quiet strength that allows challenges to be faced without panic or despair. When inner peace is cultivated, we develop the capacity to observe difficulties with perspective. We recognize that challenges are temporary, that emotions are passing, and that our responses are choices we can make rather than automatic reactions. This awareness changes everything. Rather than being swept away by the intensity of a crisis, a person with inner peace can assess the situation clearly, identify what is within their control, and take constructive action. In the process, setbacks become opportunities for learning and growth rather than sources of defeat. Resilience, built through inner peace, also prevents the exhaustion that often comes from constant emotional turbulence. Many people expend tremendous energy reacting to every difficulty with fear, anger, or frustration. Over time, this drains both mind and body, leaving a person vulnerable to stress, related issues, and mental fatigue. Inner peace allows the mind to remain calm, even under pressure, conserving energy and maintaining focus. This steady state makes it easier to endure hardships and continue moving forward without being paralyzed by fear or anxiety. Furthermore, inner peace helps cultivate emotional stability, which is essential for resilience. Life may present losses, betrayals, or disappointments, but a person anchored in peace does not allow these events to define their inner state. They experience pain, sadness, or frustration, but they do not let these emotions dominate their thoughts or decisions. Instead, they acknowledge their feelings, process them mindfully, and return to a balanced state of calm. This emotional regulation is what allows them to recover more quickly from setbacks and face future challenges with courage and clarity. Inner peace also strengthens resilience by fostering self-trust. When we are calm and centered, we develop confidence in our ability to navigate life's uncertainties. We recognize that we have the tools, insight, and inner strength to overcome obstacles, even when the external world feels chaotic or threatening. This self-trust creates a sense of empowerment that reinforces resilience, because we approach difficulties not with fear, but with determination and awareness. Additionally, inner peace encourages acceptance, which is a critical component of resilience. Life is not always fair, and many circumstances are beyond our control. Accepting this truth does not mean passivity or resignation. It means acknowledging reality clearly, without unnecessary resistance, and choosing the most constructive response. Acceptance reduces suffering caused by denial, frustration, or resistance, freeing mental energy to focus on solutions rather than complaints. Over time, this combination of calmness, clarity, emotional stability, self-trust, and acceptance creates a resilient character capable of navigating even the most difficult circumstances. Challenges no longer appear as insurmountable obstacles. They become tests of patience, strength, and wisdom. Life's uncertainties no longer induce fear. They become opportunities to deepen understanding and refine our capacity for growth. In essence, inner peace is the quiet anchor that allows resilience to flourish. It transforms the way we experience struggle, failure, and adversity, turning each challenge into an opportunity to strengthen the mind, stabilize the heart, and grow into a person capable of facing life with courage, clarity, and unwavering calm. Happiness is often seen as something external, a reward we gain through success, possessions, or approval from others. Many people chase it relentlessly, believing that one more achievement, one more relationship, or one more acquisition will finally bring lasting joy. Yet, this pursuit is often fleeting because it depends on circumstances that are constantly changing. True happiness, the kind that is steady and enduring, comes not from the outside, but from within. Inner peace is the key to unlocking this form of happiness. When the mind is calm, the heart is steady, and the spirit is balanced, joy arises naturally, independent of external conditions. Inner peace allows us to experience life fully, without attachment or aversion. We can appreciate the present moment for what it is, rather than constantly wishing it were different. This presence brings a deep sense of contentment because we are no longer enslaved by desire, comparison, or fear of loss. Even in moments of difficulty or uncertainty, a peaceful mind can find pockets of joy, gratitude, and quiet satisfaction. Happiness rooted in inner peace is not dependent on avoiding problems or creating a perfect life. Instead, it arises from a clear understanding of reality, acceptance of what is, and alignment with our true values. When we are at peace, we are able to enjoy simple pleasures, a sunrise, a conversation, a moment of stillness, without needing to complicate them with expectations or judgments. This kind of happiness is free from the volatility of circumstances because it is anchored in a stable inner state rather than external validation. Moreover, inner peace fosters gratitude, which is a direct pathway to happiness. When we are calm and centered, we can recognize the blessings in our lives without being distracted by what we lack. We become aware of the abundance around us, whether it is in relationships, experiences, or even the lessons found in challenges. Gratitude deepens our appreciation for life and cultivates a natural sense of joy that is not dependent on external rewards. Inner peace also frees us from the burden of comparison, envy, and dissatisfaction. Many people measure their happiness by how they stack up against others or by what they have yet to achieve. This mindset creates a cycle of desire and disappointment. A person at peace, however, finds satisfaction in their own journey, values their unique path, and embraces their life fully. This freedom from comparison is liberating and allows happiness to flourish naturally. Furthermore, inner peace nurtures a sense of purpose, which enhances happiness even further. When the mind is calm, we can listen to our inner voice and align our actions with our deepest values. Living authentically, in harmony with our principles, brings a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that cannot be taken away by external events. Happiness and fulfillment, therefore, become intertwined with inner clarity and alignment. Inner peace also enables resilience, which contributes to lasting happiness. When we are calm, we are able to navigate setbacks and challenges without being overwhelmed. Difficulties no longer rob us of joy. Instead, they become opportunities for growth, learning, and appreciation of life's complexity. Each experience, whether pleasant or difficult, becomes part of a harmonious whole. In this way, happiness rooted in inner peace is not fragile or temporary. It is deep, stable, and self-sustaining. Ultimately, inner peace transforms the way we experience life. It allows us to enjoy every moment, appreciate what we have, navigate challenges gracefully, and align our actions with our true selves. Happiness is no longer a distant goal or something we hope to achieve in the future. It is a natural byproduct of a mind that is calm, a heart that is steady, and a spirit that is free. Inner peace is not a luxury or an abstract idea. It is the foundation of a meaningful, empowered, and joyful life. It allows us to respond with wisdom rather than react in haste, to care for our mental well-being, to build stronger and more harmonious relationships, to make decisions with clarity, to face challenges with resilience, and to experience happiness that is steady and true. The power of inner peace is quiet, subtle, and often invisible to the outside world, yet its impact is profound. When we cultivate it within ourselves, we no longer rely on circumstances, possessions, or the approval of others to define our sense of fulfillment. Life may continue to present difficulties, uncertainties, and unexpected changes, but inner peace gives us the anchor to navigate it all with calmness, clarity, and courage. It is a force that strengthens every aspect of our existence, shaping how we think, how we act, how we relate, and how we experience the world. By nurturing inner peace, we are not only transforming ourselves, but also creating a positive ripple effect in the lives of those around us. We become sources of calm, understanding, and inspiration, and we discover that true power and happiness have always been within us. Ultimately, inner peace reminds us that no matter what happens outside, the mind and heart that are centered, steady, and serene can face anything with grace, wisdom, and unwavering strength.